And aloha! Welcome to the post-game show. I'm Guy, the Wild Blues fan, and I'm joined by Lance to Scott from the Drop. Blues win 5-1 over their rivals, the absolute disgusting, absolutely not worth talking about Chicago Blackhawks. Wow, what a game tonight. A couple of Blues had some career games. 3 stars. Let's listen to it as we hear it.
Shots in goal for the Blues, number 35, Ville Husso.
Was not the third star tonight. Was not the third star.
Nope.
Tonight's second star with 1 goal and 1 assist. Playing it forward for the Blues, number 70, Oscar Sundqvist.
I'll take that.
And tonight's first star, scoring 1 goal and playing it forward for the Blues, number 91, Vladimir Tarasenko.
I would have switched stars around a little bit.
Well, Saturday night we've got here at Enterprise Center, and the St. Louis Blues fans, you got to be thrilled with this one here after the loss against the New Jersey Devils. Let's hear it for the first star of the game, Vladimir Tarasenko. Vladdy, another great environment here tonight at Enterprise Center for you.
Look at that smile.
Yeah, it was a good game, especially against Chicago. I think everybody understands how important is these games, and especially after the last one. Last one wasn't what we want, and it was important to bounce back before the road trip. Last game at home for a while, so it's a good win, and thank you guys for support.
I love that he does that.
Young fan here to my left, you can see over here. She's had your Tarasenko sweater all game long. I know you've come by here a couple of times, but how pumped are you when good things happen and you know you got this kind of support?
I mean, support here always been great, and it's always great to play in this building. You guys support us very well, and like I said before, we're excited with our performance tonight.
And against here we go.
Here we go.
Listen to this here, Vladdy. Great response, Vladdy, against the Chicago Blackhawks. And our fans might not know this. You played 31 games, and you got 20 goals against the Chicago Blackhawks. What is it about the way you play against them? Is it just naturally the great rivalry that we have?
No, I mean, I don't really follow stats, and everybody takes these games very serious, especially the start of my career. We lost to them a couple of times in the playoffs. It was painful. So, everybody knows this is big games for us, big games for fans, and, we try to play our best.
Well, Vladdy, you played your best. Thank you very much for doing this, and congratulations. Good luck on the road.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, look what he's going to do. Look what he's going to do. Oh, wow.
Here we go. Great job, Vladdy. I'll give that to her. Lucky fan, Alexa and Jamie. Get that stick right there. She's in tears.
Oh,
this girl
wow.
is crying right now. This is so good.
Oh, I love it. Vlad, so this little girl, probably 9, 10, she's got Vladdy's jersey on, and she's just cheering and banging right next to Tanger, and Vladdy walked over and gave her a stick. Right? Way to go. Great game, man. Did you notice something they did in the third period? I want to see if Lance caught it. The Blues did something in the third period, and I want to see if Lance caught it.
I would say they were much better in the neutral zone, and some of the lines they switched up a little bit. I don't know what you're referring to. I probably saw it, but can't think of what you're
defense. They put Bortuzzo with Krug.
Yep.
And they put Wallman with Falk. They swapped that line out. They swapped that out.
Well, I agree with you. Talking about Husso should not be the third star. 16 shots is all he faced, and 3 of them were good scoring opportunities. He had a very...
it was a little more than 16, wasn't it? It was
16 shots on goal.
I thought it was more than that.
Nope, it's not.
Oh, yeah, 16 shots on goal, yeah. No, I thought the third star should have been either Costin or Joshua. To be honest with you, I think either one of them could have been the third star. Krug could have been in there, been the third star. Kyrou had a good night. Sundqvist had a good night. I mean, I don't think anybody other than Sundqvist had 2 points, right? Everybody else had 1 point down the line. Let's see. No, Shin had 2 points. Shin had 2 assists. Thomas a point, Sada a point, Kyrou a point, Joshua, Perron, Sundquist. I can't. I got Joshua Ian trying to call in, but I can't do it just yet because I got something else set up. He wants to talk about what he wants to talk about, and I'll let it. I'll try and hook him up in here in a second. He wants to talk about how the Blues don't trust Bennington at all. He thinks that that's out the window. Where I actually don't think it is. I think that trust is still there. It's just we're seeing it very differently.
Yeah, I don't, like I said, he's fine in the locker room. I don't see them not trusting him. I just think sometimes when you have a goalie that's won for you a lot and come up big a lot, sometimes you feel like you can relax a little bit. I don't know if that's it, but this is a different team when they play in front of Huso than they do in front of Bennington. It's a fact. It's just a different team.
Yeah.
But people will say, well, he faces the most shots. Well, they face the same amount of shots. Well, that don't mean anything.
Yeah,
they can both face 31 shots, but when Bennington's in the game, the other team has 9 good scoring opportunities out of those 32 shots, and then Huso's in the game, those 32 shots, and the other team has 4 good scoring opportunities. Yeah. That's the difference in the game is the quality of the shots, breakaways, guys. Look at how many times in that Devils game, how many times, did guys skate in right in front of Bennington and get right to him?
Yeah, no, I think what you're seeing is there's a breakdown, and I keep preaching this, and I know it's bad. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's the neutral zone. I think that they allow teams to control the puck through the neutral zone, and it creates these holes in passing lanes against Bennington that you didn't see tonight. Now, here's the thing. The two teams are comparable. The Devils and the Blackhawks, they're comparable teams. It's not like, the Devils were this, super playoff contending team and the Blackhawks weren't, or vice versa. They're a comparable team. And in fact, and the other thing is, look at the goalies difference. I mean, you look at Gillies compared to Fleury. That's the big difference. Something is going on in the neutral zone, not just the defense, because, look, we scored 4 goals against them, but there were other things that just didn't happen. And tonight, I saw Huso make the saves that you're not supposed to make. That save he made on DeBrincat, I think it was DeBrincat or Kane sliding over there. Or no, it was Jones, on Jones, where he slid full split, slid over it. Man, that should have been a goal. And he made the saves you're not supposed to make, and that's where it worked this time.
Yeah, the neutral zone is the key, like you said, and when teams don't focus on it, it allows other teams to bring the puck in over the blue line very easily. And when you do that, that leads to opportunities, and that's a difference in this game a lot in my mind tonight. The Blues controlled the neutral zone, and against the Devils they didn't.
Yeah, no, actually, absolutely.
It's your blind spot spotter.
No, it's not you, Josh. I don't want you to call in yet, because in order to do this, I have to take the Blues post game off, so I can't hear that, and I want to hear that to hear the press conferences. So I want to wait until that's over, and then I can bring you in. Okay, so I gotta wait, but. Steve Glass says you can't let teams just have the blue line. And that's what I've talked about. Really, my first thought is that somehow that shot would top of the net instead against Bennington. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Chris.
I'm going to tell you something. As a goalie, you can't say, and I know fans love to say this, if Bennington was in net, he wouldn't have made that save. Or if Huso was in net, he would have made that. Guys, you don't know that. You do not know that at all. You can never, ever say that.
All right. Hey, if you guys watch me over on Wendy's channel, what did you think? I mean, Wendy's really good at play-by-play, so I tried to be the color guy, tried to keep my mouth shut, while he was talking and try and just interject some stats and things like that. Hopefully, I brought something or added to his stream if you watched it. I appreciate that.
So you were trying to be the Sammy Davis Jr. to the Dean Martin. Is that what you're saying?
No, I was trying to be the Panger to the Chris Kerber. Yeah. Didn't do a very good job.
Or John Kelly.
Yeah, John Kelly. Yeah. No, I liked what we saw then. I'll tell you what, I liked the fourth line tonight.
Yeah, like I said, yeah.
This is what we didn't have against the Devils was a fourth line, right? We saw a very good fourth line. Sonny, he was just the way he came in for that defensive breakdown and just nailed that empty net. And not only that, Perron finally getting a goal, and that was a Perron style goal.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
Yep.
Where he kind of, I had Wendy saying, "Oh, the Blackhawk made a mistake." No, you look, he pulls that puck.
He pulls it
and caused the mistake.
Yep.
So that was the kind of stuff that we need to see.
He froze the defenseman. Right? And how many times have we seen Perron make that shot from that area within 5 feet of that area all the time?
Taze is in concussion protocol. So yes, Taze is injured. Right. Despite the play of the team in front of them, I still think Bennington is having his issues. And you know what? He might be. I'm not saying that he's not. I really am. I'm not saying that he's not. So question and stirring the pot for a moment. Let Marianne go. Jason Nichols says, Husha's my new goalie. Sorry, not sorry. Until Benny is right and the team has his back, it's a no-brainer. You know what, Lance? I have to agree right now. I really do. But, the road trip, we're playing some tough road games in Canada. Hopefully COVID has already gone through. We still have guys that haven't had COVID. But I haven't heard of as many guys going in COVID protocol. So it looks like COVID's had its run through the league, and that might be really good. Blues had 66 attempts to Chicago's 35. We had 17 chances to their 9. Both teams 1 for 3 on the power play. Slot shots, 19 for the Blues, 8 for Chicago. 25 hits for the Blues, 7 for the bad guys. And faceoffs were 23-22. No, it was not a bad game. And I liked what we saw tonight. I really do. Even from the beginning, even with, Chicago getting that goal in the first, I was still happy. No, Bozak was a healthy scratch. They wanted toughness, right? They put Joshua in for toughness, and that's exactly what that was. They put Joshua in for toughness, right?
I want to get back to what Steven said. Yeah, there are some issues with Bennington. I can see them. His angle isn't always what it used to be, and that was the key to him with his success. His angles were spot on. When it was necessary for him to come out of the net and challenge a shooter, he didn't come out too far, or he didn't sit back too much. He's having a few mistakes here and there with that, and that can really cost you. And those are things that can be fixed. And like I've said, since Bennington came into the league and people said he was the greatest Blues goalie ever and had that 1.89 or 1.9 goals against, similar to what Husso's doing now, Bennington is not that type of a goalie. He's not that great of a goalie. And he's not as bad as he is now. He's a good, solid goalie. If he's on, he's going to be a 2.56 to 2.7 goals against guy. That's what Jordan Bennington is. But he can get hot. That's what the old Jordan Bennington was. And I think you can still see that. If people give up on him way too easy and they want him traded and they want to bring up Lindgren, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to go into the playoffs with Husso and Lindgren, number 1. Number 2, he's got a no-trade clause. Number 3, he's still the Blues' number 1 goalie, and he's going to be given every opportunity to get that job back.
Yeah, I think he is too, and I think just the way that they're going to do it, they're going to make sure that he's that he's ready to go. Yeah, stand by. I believe that Bennington's going to be the starter. That's why I think Husso's. I mean. Maybe you keep him for the year and say, we know we're not going to re-sign him, but we'll take him on our run. But I don't think he takes you past the second round. I think he gets you into the first round. I don't think he gets you into the second. So
no, it's just like I told people today. Well, Edmonton's all over him. Yeah, Edmonton's all over him. But the thing about it is, if I'm the GM for Edmonton, I have to ask myself this question. By trading Vilhuso and giving up too much, which they'll probably have to do, I was told it was a second-round draft pick or a third and a mid-tier prospect or a third and a lower forward or lower line forward. That's what I told that Edmonton's offering. So if you're Edmonton and you do that, does Vilhuso win you a cup?
No.
Does Vilhuso get you farther in the playoffs than you've been when you made it in the last couple of years? No. So why make the trade? Because he's going to be gone after this year. He's not going to probably re-sign with Edmonton.
Yep. Hey, I want to bring on Joshua in. Joshua's a big fan of the show. Josh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear him, Lance?
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, we got you, Josh. So I got it set up on the call in now. So you wanted to talk about something in particular. So go ahead, Josh.
I hope my audio is good for the show and everything like
That's
that.
good.
But,
That's good.
Yep.
I wanted to bring up the goaltending because I think if there's ever been a locker room issue under Chief, I think this is it.
Okay, expound.
And I say that because there is a major difference between the Devils game and the Hawks game that we just experienced with Husso in the net during the Hawks game tonight and Bennington in the net last game with the Devils. And the difference is the Devils ran over us. I mean, Bennington was left out 1v1 almost half the game. They were just shredding us to bits. And I'm not taking away from the fact, yes, Bennington has struggled. I understand that. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think there is a major locker room issue between Bennington and the Blues defense. And
well,
I say that because Bennington's a hot rod.
Yeah.
And the way that they played against the Devils and the way that they played against the Blackhawks did a 360 with Husso in net tonight.
Yeah, but one thing you got to look at, Josh, and thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it. I know people that are in that locker room, and from I'm being told there is no issue in the locker room with Bennington, that the Blues are just as baffled as to what's going on. The coaching staff, at least, is just as baffled. And, it is night and day. And I do attribute some of the way they played against New Jersey was all those days off. A lot of people can say it's great to have that much. It's good from playing a player standpoint, especially a goaltender and defenseman and basically everybody on the team. You have 4 to 5 days off. That's one thing. When you have 11 days off, it can get your focus away from things. And I told Guy, beforehand, I thought they might have a letdown in the first period or the third period against New Jersey. And that's exactly what they did. They had a letdown in the first period and they had a letdown in the third period. But as far as my sources tell me, there's no problem in the locker room with Bennington or anybody else, between the two of them right now. Could that change? Yeah. Could I be not being told the whole truth? Yeah, that's possible. But these people that are telling me this were spot on when they told me there was locker room problems with Yo and Hitchcock trying to be head coach at the same time. They told me there was locker room problems 2 years ago, and there were. Jeremy Rutherford reported it after I said it on Guy's show. 2 or 3 weeks later, he reported it. Guy has been, saying it. I just don't think there is right now, Joshua, and I may be wrong, but I don't think there is. Guy, what do you think?
I would buy that explanation if this was the first time that this has happened. I'd buy it. But it seems like every single game out, Bennington's getting slaughtered in terms of defense. Slaughtered every single game.
Well,
Husso just gets this second wind from the defense that Bennington just doesn't get. Now, hear me out. Bennington has not been that goalie that we've all expected from him. I agree with that. Bennington has not been he's not the same Bennington that won the cup.
No, and
I'll
Josh,
be the first one to
he's
admit that.
he's
And I'm
never
a big
gonna-
Bennington fan, but he's not lived up to expectations
He,
so far. after signing
Joshua,
that
can I
contract.
get something in here? He's never going to be that goalie that he was in that second half of that season. He's never going to do that. It's very rare for a goalie to have a 1.89, 1.9 goals against. And I guarantee you, if he would have played 70 games that season, it wouldn't have been 1.89 or 1.90. Bennington is what he's been over the last 2 seasons. He's a 2.5, he's a 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 goals against guy. He's never going to be the guy he was in those first games with the Blues. Very few people can do that in a career, and he's just not going to be that.
No, I'm with you. Hey, Josh, thanks so much for calling in, man.
Yeah, buddy.
Appreciate that. Glad that I could get the
Awesome.
call in working. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in, Josh.
Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Hey, that actually worked out pretty well.
Great.
I'm glad it
Great
did.
thoughts there.
Yeah, good sound quality too. So I finally got the soundboard working right, and
I fully understand where he's coming from. And
I do too.
Bennington's not the goalie he was in the Stanley Cup year, and I didn't expect him to be. A lot of people did, but he's just not going to be that goalie.
So on Tuesday you play Ottawa. Do you put Bennington in net?
I think you got to put him out there.
I do too.
I think you got to put him out there at least every other game. And if he plays well enough and the team plays well enough in front of him, let's say the team doesn't play well in front of him and we lose 2-1. You still got to start him the next game.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you. I think I don't know the full schedule. I know we play Ottawa on Tuesday.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it this week.
And then give me a quick second and I'll pull up the Blues schedule. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to do 9 things at once. So, so here we go. Well, here's what I do. I play Bennington the next 2 games because we play Ottawa and Montreal, right? And then we have a couple of days off before we play Toronto, and then we see Philly, right? I would right now play Bennington against Ottawa and Montreal, put Husso in against Toronto, and depending on how well Husso does against Toronto, left or right it on Philadelphia, because after that you have Buffalo, and then we see Chicago again. I'll tell you what, in the month of February, we should have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to figure this out. I think we have 9 games. We should have 6. We should have 7 wins, right? We should have 7 wins. And we've already lost 1. I think we need to win. We basically need to win all of these. And all of these are winnable games with the exception of maybe Toronto. 30-12 at 30-12-3, Toronto might be the team that's going to give you at home, or in Toronto, is going to give you the hardest run around there. For me,
the reason teams are having problems with Toronto, and it's simple, guy. It's very simple. They're trying to run a track meet with them, and you can't do that with them. You have to play physical. You have to get in their face. You have to shut down the passing lanes, and you've got to create opportunities off their mistakes. The last time the Blues played them, the Blues tried to skate up and down with them, and I'm sorry, you can't do that with Toronto. You just can't.
Dale Clunk, a new person to the show. Hey, Dale, welcome to the show. I'm Guy the Y Blues fan, and this is Lance the Scott. We're your hosts on the BlueNote Fan Report on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Stay in the blue paint and hang on to his stick. He loses it more than any other goalie. I've seen that, but I don't know if that's just frustration or what, or I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I watch NHL games every night. It happens a lot. Every night a goalie loses a stick. Bennington doesn't do it any more than any other goalie. It just seems that way, because I looked at it one night and I go, man, he's been losing his stick a lot. And I started paying more attention on some other games, and it happens a lot. Yeah. And it comes in spurts. You'll lose your stick a lot, and other times it's like it's glued to your hand and you can't let go of it.
Yeah. So Marianne asks this: could it be teams have studied Bennington's tape and found his weaknesses, and in 19 they didn't have time?
Well, Guy, what did I say in 2019? What did I say about Bennington? His glove side from the mid chest up is his issue. And people, no, you can't say that. That's not true. I saw it after 3 games. And Guy, you agreed with me.
Yep.
And, you know, no
And where do they
goalie's
shoot
perfect.
now? Where do they shoot on him?
Yep.
High glove.
No goalie's perfect.
Yep.
And sometimes they get him between the legs. And do you know why they get him between the legs? Because when he goes down in that butterfly and goes straight down, sometimes his stick is not right in front of him. It's a little bit off the ice. And that's one issue he's had. And those are fixable issues. One thing I do like, I've noticed about him lately, the first part of the year, his glove was back, right straight with his body. As a goalie, you put that glove out a little bit and it gives you a little better range of motion. He's had some issues with that this year. And like I said, Guy and I both noticed it. His glove side is his weakness. Does he make some great saves on his glove side from time to time? Heck yes. But his glove side from the middle up, like right where his rib cage starts, up and higher, is his weakness.
Yep. Let's go over the stats for today's game here. Give me just a second. I'm kind of moving around. Okay, so shots. Blues took 31. Chicago had 16. Faceoffs were 51-49 in favor of the Blues. Both teams were 1 for 3 on the power play. Blues had 25 hits to the Blackhawks 17. Blocks. Blackhawks blocks set 21 shots. They were in there. The 13 for the Blues. Both teams had 8 giveaways. Only goal came from Strome and I think it was in the early in the second period, 2:37 of the second period for Chicago, from Kane and Kubalik. Blues got goals in the first period from David Perron and Dakota Joshua. The Perron at 8:19, Joshua at the 11:31 mark. Joshua's goal was absolutely he didn't get an assist for it, but that was absolutely set up by Kostin. Kostin's had his best 2 games of the season these last 2 games. Tarasenko at the 19:19 mark of the second puts a dagger in the Blackhawks, makes it 3-1. Sonny D and Kyrou both get markers in the third period, along with Shen getting his second assist. O'Reilly gets an assist. Mikkola and Saad also get an assist.
Yeah, I want to bring up something real quick about goalies again. Perfect example tonight. We've got Flower in net, and he's one of the best goalies. Marc-Andre Fleury is one of the best goalies to play this game. Is he top 5? No. Is he top 10? No, I don't think so. But he, in my mind, is in the top 25 goalies to play this game. He's very good.
Actually, I put him in the top 5.
I wouldn't. He's very, very good. He's great. He'll be in the Hall of Fame.
3 guys have 500 wins.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame, okay? But look, you know how great he is. Look at the team in front of him and how many goals he gave up tonight. That goes to show you, no matter how good your goalie, who is a Hall of Fame goalie, he will get in the Hall of Fame, and he loses 5-1 because of his team does not play strong defense in front of him. So if he can allow 5 goals because of a team not playing strong defense and nobody gives him heck over it, then don't be too upset if Bennington gives up 5 goals and loses the game.
Yeah, well, here's the difference. Marc-Andre Fleury has 500 wins. Bennington doesn't have 100 yet.
It don't matter.
He might have 100. He might have 100.
It doesn't matter. It's the same principle.
Right.
I don't. What I'm basically trying to say is, I don't care what goalie you are. You may steal a game one day when your team's not playing well defensively, but for the most part, if your team plays terrible defensively, like they did against New Jersey, you're not going to win that game. I don't care what goalie's in that.
So Scandella, who's out on week to week, Wallman replaced him. Wallman had a really good game.
Oh, yeah.
He was all over the place tonight.
All over the ice, and
really
like you say, Guy, we didn't just see him, but Panger kept saying his name all throughout the game.
All throughout the game. Wallman in on this, Wallman in on that, Wallman on the forecheck, Wallman on the back check, Wallman with the stick in the lane. Yeah, a lot of that. And Robert, you're right here. The difference is one game versus a trend. And unfortunately, we've seen some trends, and that's what has been everywhere else. They're going to die on the Benner Hill. Who's going to die on the Benner Hill? Me?
No,
Me and Lance?
they're probably talking about the Blues.
So I'm not sure. We heard his name all over. Yeah, Wallman was out there tonight. Yep. So was Costin. So was Joshua. So was the third line. The third line had a good. The fourth line had a good night tonight.
Yeah, and you know,
and then
Sundqvist was awesome too. Sundqvist was just great.
Well, he was on that fourth line. He was on that fourth line, and he was all over the place. Defense was good tonight, and I do like that they shifted the defense in the third. I think Falk and Krug together. Look, I get it, right? They're both great players. They're 2 threes, right? They're 2 threes. I get that, but at the same time, they're too offensive minded to be together. And there was a couple of times where they both overpinched, right? You set Krug back with Bortuzzo. Now Krug got to be offensive, and you've seen it. Well, Bortuzzo played defensively, and then Wallman went and played defensively with Falk playing offensively.
Yeah, I've got no problem with them switching stuff up. I mean, I don't like it sometimes. It has to be at a certain part of the game. Like in power plays, my first line power play is Krug and Falk. That's who I have on defense in the power play. You know, that's my first pairing to me because they're offensive minded, but they can play defense. But if you want to switch them around a bit in certain circumstances, that Krug and Bortuzzo might work. Is it going to work 18 minutes of a game? No, probably not. But there's times where you can go, okay, guys, you're going out there. You know, this period I'm going to have you two together unless something changes up. And I think it's great that he's got that ability to do that. You know, people keep saying we have one good defenseman and 2 mediocre ones. No, guys, our defensemen are better than that. They're much better than that.
I agree.
You know, go ahead.
So, hey, I want to say a big shout out and a thank you to Marcia Kurtzapal, who I went to high school with, Kyle Mead, Earl Smith, also high school, Marianne Holmes, Laura Brennan, Matt Park, Tanner Leanne, Cotty Barr. Ooh, I haven't seen her in a while, or that one in a while. And John Hefner, thank you so much for putting those thumbs in the air and saying that you like us on Facebook, because I can't see it on Twitter or YouTube, but we really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Do you like the grit, Mikkola, and the size of Parayko together? Actually, I do. Right? Mikkola is going to be, and I brought this up on Wendy's show, and he didn't agree with me, but I think that Mikkola is going to get Norris votes within a couple of years.
People are going to be mad at me, especially Wendy, because I've always thought Seth Jones was overhyped.
Yeah.
And
he does too. He doesn't like Seth Jones.
Yeah, and he is overhyped. Mikkola's ceiling is much higher than Seth Jones's ceiling. Right. Thought about Mikkola isn't quite as nasty as Pronger, but he can be pretty nasty, and he's very physical. And if somebody wants to drop the gloves with him, he'll drop the gloves with you.
Oh yeah. Well, I like that he didn't drop him against Wilson.
Yeah,
when Wilson was trying to do that. He was pretty smart there.
Very smart.
Who is the defenseman in the Avalanche? And I can't think of his name right now.
Oh God.
It sounds like Kadri, but it's not. It's Yeah, well, he right now that's the only thing he's going to steal votes from.
Oh, sure he will.
Mikkola, and that's the issue right now because he's a little bit more. Yeah, I want to say it sounds like Kadri. It's somebody's going to know it. Somebody's going to throw it here in the chat real quick. Anyone that can make the Cryberry Crosby bleed is good. Is on my good side. I like that. Mikkola is a Pronger style of player, not Panger, but the closet we've had.
Are you talking about Makar?
Yeah, Kel Makar. That's it. Kel Makar. Yeah. Forecheck and win the board battles. Keep the puck in the offensive zone, Makar. There you go, Dale. Well, you know what? I got to back off the forecheck a little bit because this isn't a forechecking team as everyone thinks it is, right? They've transitioned from that heavy forechecking team to a finesse team. And if you don't believe me, watch what happened on the Kyrou goal. The Kyrou goal was and actually this is why Kyrou was put on that line, right? Because it took the forechecking responsibility away from Kyrou. You got Shin and O'Reilly were in on the forecheck. Chicago had that puck. I mean, there's no way they should have turned that puck over. But you get them in on the forecheck, and they're able to pop that puck out to Kyrou, and then Kyrou does something really interesting. He shifts himself in front of the net. He gets Fleury to dive, and I bet you 99 guys, not 99, I'd say 90 guys out of 100 don't make that shot. They lose the puck. Kyrou's able to keep the puck on his stick, shift his weight, and put the puck on his backhand into the net. I mean, Fleury didn't make a bad move. Kyrou made a better one.
Yeah, because Fleury, 9 times out of 10 is going to make that save. And you know why? Because players are going to commit to the shot and shoot that puck much sooner, because Kyrou showed so much patience with that. And a lot of guys are going to let that puck go before that. And, get into the forecheck. The Blues still are a good forechecking team, but they don't have to do it constantly to create things. That fourth line forecheck's great. Like he said, like Guy said, Ryan O'Reilly can forecheck, Shin can forecheck. They all can forecheck, but the Blues don't rely on it as much as they have in the past. And I think that's good, because sometimes when you forecheck all the time and you've got 2 or 3 guys in the defensive zone, it can cost you. I think the Blues are still a good forechecking team, but it's not their main focus.
Yeah, I'm trying to find that goal, but I don't seem to see it here.
Now, when he had that puck right before he started to turn, a lot of guys would have shot that puck because they would figure that they're probably going to be off balance, but he didn't. He did a complete turn and turned around, and Fleury made the move, but he made it too quick and committed too quick. Most goalies are going to do exactly what Marc-Andre Fleury did in that instance.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do. Here it is. Okay, stand by. I'm going to bring up the Kyrou goal. I don't care if I get in trouble or not. I'm going to bring up that Kyrou goal because I saw a lot in this goal that I want to talk about, and I kind of just talked about it a little bit, but I want to bring it up here. Just give me a second. Here we go. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the Kyrou goal. Let me bring it up and full screen it a bit. I know it's playing, but give me just a second, guys. I want you to watch something from the beginning, and I want Lance to kind of pay attention to this, if possible. Okay. Can you see it good, Lance?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here, watch this, and then I'll go through it.
Steered back of the goal by McCabe. Blues have not backed off in front. Kyrou wide open, turns, shoots, he scores!
Okay, I saw 4 things happen there in that goal that we haven't seen from the Blues in a long time, right? Everyone loves the forecheck. The forecheck here is good, but it's not great. But it also does something that we haven't seen in a while, and I want to get to it. Watch, first of all, to the beginning of this play, right? I can't tell. I don't know who number 8 is from Chicago. He has the puck. O'Reilly's not even in the play, right? O'Reilly, we pull it along. O'Reilly's not in the play. The puck is going around. Look at Shin. Shin is not even looking at the puck. He is looking straight on man, and because he does that, watch what happens watch as you play this along. Man. He misses, but Kyrou is looking right at Shin and sees all there is open ice. Am I right so far, Lance?
Yep.
Sees all this open ice. O'Reilly
And
gets in there.
I want you to watch something. When Kyrou gets the puck, when I said most guys would have shot it, that's when most guys would have shot it. Watch when he gets the puck and he's got control of it right
Shin
about.
Doesn't give up on the play.
Nope.
But line pass, look at this.
Perfect.
Fleury is right there. This should have been a one-timer goal.
Right there. Most guys would have shot it right before that. Right there. Most guys see that opening. Right when he gets it, most guys would have shot it or tried to go
either
back.
Here, would have gone between the arm.
Yep. Right up there or right next
here,
to his glove. Right.
Or if he could get it out, this area here, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Boom.
He keeps it. And because he keeps it, he gets hooked. Not only that, he's getting hooked.
Mm-hmm.
He keeps it. Now, this is where most guys lose this puck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Fleury makes the save, causes the puck to be lost. Not Kyrou. Watch what he does with the stick. He scoops that puck in and shifts to the backhand while he turns to fire that puck. No chance. That right there is finesse, not as much of the forecheck that everyone thinks it does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's where I'm coming from on that play. I think that there's a lot more finesse in that play than there is the forecheck. Am I right or wrong?
It's a perfect pass. And like you said, Shin was going after the guy because he wasn't going to go to the puck because, number one, as you can tell from there, he's not going to get to the puck before the Chicago player gets to it. So naturally, he's going to go to the guy. And when you've got two guys close to each other in the boards for that, you look for somebody on your team to be coming towards the net, which is what Kyrou did, the exact thing he should have done. He should. A lot of times, young players will head right back to that skirmish, or they'll stay back a little bit. Kyrou moved in slow, and then he turned on the skates a little bit and got close to the net, and that's when the puck got to him. Just great play all around from everybody.
Yeah, and that's why I'm talking about that. I think this team is shifting, or the offense of Pitt when he was there. I think that for Sundqvist. Tanner asked, what does straight on man mean? I'm sorry, I'm done. When he's coming down, his eyes are not on the puck. He's looking at the man. He's playing the man. He's coming in there to either hit the guy with the puck or to get the puck in that to take the puck from that spot. When he misses, a lot of guys would go back behind the net. He doesn't. He stays with the play. And because he stays with the play, and because O'Reilly's there, it allows for that puck to get over to him and him to make that, blind pass to where Kyrou's been lurking. That play is more finesse than it is forechecking, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Shin could have lit him up. Shin could have just went in and just destroyed him. But he went in, hit him, but his ultimate goal was to get the puck. But he knew he had to get in there and dig in with him. He knew it was going to be a situation where the puck would have to be dug out and moved. So he didn't go in and just try to knock his head off. He went in to hit him enough to where he could get it off the puck to where he could get the puck, and that puck could be passed to O'Reilly over to Kyrou.
Kyrou, the whole play. When a lot, I think a lot of people look at it. I talk a lot about you. It's what there's a surface, and then that undercurrent, right? That play on the surface looked like a forechecking play. Nope, that play was finesse all the way. All the way. That play was absolutely finesse. It was finessed by Shen. It was finessed by O'Reilly. It was finessed by Kyrou. The way Kyrou gets Fleury out of position.
Yeah, and if you noticed, O'Reilly was right there with number 8, and I can't off the top of my head think of who he was. O'Reilly could have very simply, once that puck left number 8 stick, he could have hit him into the boards, but he didn't. He went towards the puck because he knew Shim was going to get to that guy and that puck before he got there. Yep. That's exactly what he did. He wasn't an idiot. A lot of guys that didn't know what they were doing would have hit that number 8, would have just pounded him, right before he let go of that puck. But he let go of that puck, and he headed towards the puck, and Shin headed towards the guy, and that's exactly what made that play.
Yeah, it is, and that's. I want to know from our listeners. We got 14 people, so I want to know from you guys. Do you see what I'm seeing? Do you see that as a forechecking play or the finesse play? I'd really like to know. I'd really like to know. Do you see that as a forechecking play or finesse play? To me, it's finesse all the way.
I see it as a finesse check. Because O'Reilly, like I said, could have hit him. He didn't. He headed to where the puck was going. So that's the finesse part. Shin went to the guy, but there's finesse there because as soon as he got to him, he's after the puck. He turns. He
touches him and he turns. And his eyes go right down to the puck. His
main goal was not to destroy the guy. His main goal was to get him, but his main goal was to get that puck.
Yeah, and a forecheck is to knock them off the puck. To send the puck around, not to send the puck right back out to center ice. right? I think that now Jose thinks it was forecheck with Kyrou, but Kyrou with finesse to finish the play. And I disagree because I think it had, Aaron says finesse and skill, and I agree with Aaron on that. I think the forecheck was a minor part. The forecheck and understanding of the forecheck and how to make the forecheck work in your favor is what caused that goal.
They weren't.
Here's
the thing. If you want to say it's forechecking, that's fine. If that's the way you want to take it, I understand that. The forecheck didn't have the goal of just trying to keep the puck in the offensive zone. That wasn't their goal. The whole goal the whole time was to Schenn to get in there and fight for the puck while O'Reilly came towards the puck. That was the whole goal of them doing it. You can call it a forecheck, I guess, if you want to, but there was more finesse involved in that play than there was forechecking.
I know Bob Morton says to me, it's the pressure that leads to the turnover. Then the guy's back was to Schenn and he had to pull up, but there was some finesse. Right. And I seen that, but at the same time, Tanner says, I still don't know the difference. The Blues, the man on man means this is my man, that is your man. The guy that was, I don't know who it was because O'Reilly had 8. The guy that was ahead, that was Schenn's guy.
Mm-hmm.
Schenn, instead of playing zone where he would have stopped back there and let O'Reilly go after the puck, comes in on that play and plays the man. And by both of them playing man on man, they opened up the ice for Kyrou. Nobody had Kyrou. And by the time they got to Kyrou, it was too late. When the Blues hit their passes, they win. The Devils game, the Blues were giving it to them. That loss, PP was that last. Yeah, and Dale, I'm with you on this one, buddy. I'm with you. I think, and by the way, Dale, welcome to the show. Great to have new people joining us all the time. We're here every game day, and sometimes between games, we'll do a show called the Hockey Fan Report, where we kind of talk a little bit of everything. So welcome, join us, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We appreciate it. Ryan Green, man-to-man basically means one player staying with one player on the opposite team, pretty much. We're zone, you stay in an area. I've played both. I've seen both. I like what they played tonight, and I like how they didn't. I like in the first 10 minutes, they didn't do that feel-out stuff, right? They really didn't feel them out. They actually went ahead and played their game in that first 10 minutes, and that's why you were up 2-0. Lance?
Huh?
Lance?
What?
Do you agree with me or disagree?
The Blues were up 2-1. Remember, Chicago scored that goal.
Yeah, but they didn't score that until after the 10-minute mark, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, sometimes, in a playoff series, sometimes teams will fill each other out a little bit. I think a lot of times some teams do that in the regular season, but you know what to expect from these guys, even if you don't play them that often. I mean, there's so much film on these guys. You know what to expect from them. And the Blues against New Jersey looked like they didn't know what to expect from them. And against Chicago, they knew exactly what to expect from them.
Oh, no, I like what Chris Shockley says. It still could be sort of a zone where the first man goes in to a spot, second in low support, third high. Schenn was 1, or actually ORR was 1 because he was on the puck to begin with. Schenn was 2. He was going in to cover that zone there, I think, and then Kyrou was the 3rd. So, but I do agree with you there.
Yeah. Players are assigned areas. It's like I like to call it. People call it zone, but there's an area where you're supposed to be. That's your ice. Right.
Yep. Jeff Horseman, Jose Figueres, Ashley Jones, thank you so much for throwing them thumbs in the air. We really appreciate it. Got some good love today, man. Hey, so what you might want to put out on Twitter or talk to your friends, between now and the end of the month, I have a sponsor who is giving 2 tickets away if we hit 50 viewers. And there's a little caveat to it. If we have 50 viewers for 2 shows of a game day, or 50 viewers during an off night, because we usually don't do so good on off nights, he will give 2 tickets to a game to the Blues in March.
And don't just with your friends. Tell your enemies, tell your relatives, tell your neighbors, tell the guy that you see wearing a Blues hat at the gas station.
Yeah, Bob put this question up earlier, and we didn't get to it because we had so much going on. But as we're finishing up the show, we'll get to it. Is it too late to fix the 50 Blues problem? And when does it just become time to just get points? I think it's time to just get points now, right? But if you remember in 19, when it was time to just get points, it was both Bennington and Allen getting points.
Yeah, people forget
both got wins.
Jake Allen was the best backup goalie in the second half of the season.
Yep.
People like to forget that.
Ryan says my demons are my only enemies. Well, the Blackhawks and their fan base too. Well, I can get along with the Blackhawks. On that Cairo goal, I wonder if Chicago's D were late on the shift and if our top line had a mismatch. Actually, no. What had happened is the Blues had lost the puck and it shifted, but O'Reilly stayed in on it and caused Kubalik to have to take the puck back, right? So that whole situation should have never happened, but because O'Reilly stayed with the puck, it caused Kubalik had no room to go. He had to go back, and by going back with Shin taking that man, it created that. So could Bennington? Couldn't he? I'm not sure what you're saying there, bud. Did the Blackhawks go off to a line change, which gave Kyrou the open ice? No, it wasn't a line change. It was a puck. It was a turnover by the Blues. The Blues had actually lost the puck in the zone.
Yeah, because
everyone had gone to a line change.
If you notice, if there had been a line change, once Kyrou got that puck, there were two guys around him pretty quickly. Yeah. If not for that great maneuver by him, those guys get him, and he doesn't get that shot off. It wasn't a line change. It was just a huge mistake on Chicago's part.
There probably would have been a hooking penalty if he falls down or if he doesn't get a shot off. I see the arm going up.
Could have been
right. I see it being a late arm, but I see it going up because he was hooked. He was hooked in front of an open net. Right. And that's what I was just talking about. See, I read it. Man, what a great show. It was fun with Wendy today. Did you get to watch any of that, by the way?
No, I got family over and I had to do some things. I'm very fortunate to get in on the show tonight. So,
yeah. Oh, actually, so the arm was up when Kyrou scored. So there you go. I'm not Canadian. I just like saying A. Yeah, I actually liked that from Canadians. I like the A. It's like,
you know what I'm going to talk about? You got to say offense. The Blues had a great offense.
Yeah, when I had the goalie from Slapshot on, he was that was a good show. That was
when I used to have conference calls and I'd go up to Canada and we'd have conference calls with people from Toronto to Calgary. Yeah, my wife gets on to me if I'm around Mexican people. I start speaking English with a Mexican accent. I do that all the time. So when I'm around Canadians, I was on this conference call and this guy goes, "Lance, I didn't know you were from Canada." I'm like, "I'm not." He goes, "Oh, well, you kind of have an accent." I'm like, "Sorry." Or I went, "Sorry," and he kind of laughed.
Well, hey, it was a great show. Next game is on Tuesday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. Monday, Valentine's Day, I think I'm going to be on. I think I'll do a show on Monday. See if I get Lance or Ashley back for me on Monday. I had a great time. I really enjoyed this. I need to get some writing down. Maybe I can finally start writing. I'm actually trying to apply for a workshop with the Writers Guild. And the Writers Guild are the ones who write for TVs and movies.
Yeah, cool.
So they have a veterans workshop. I've been working on an application, got some stuff to do. I'm hoping I get picked up. I'm hoping it'll really work on my. So hey guys, have a great night. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for staying with us. We had some great shows. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, for Lance to Scott from the Drop Hockey Podcast, saying aloha, mahalo, and we can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Blue Note Fan Report.